and it's a sunny Saturday here in Toronto as we get set for 10 races in total from Woodbine. Elisa Blow alongside Jeff Bratt for the afternoon. Got to take a little bit of a PA day yesterday, courtesy of the smoke that we had here in the area. It was absolutely horrible yesterday. I'm glad that this was the decision that we made because I could feel it in my eyes just walking from the car to here, but today things are a lot better.
A lot better, and it really started for me on Thursday night when we were leaving and we were driving home. I was like, man, it's not good right now, and it just continued to get worse and worse. Now the wind changed direction. I think last night, which helped out the situation. So yeah, we are good to go today. And I just want to pass along our best wishes to everybody that's involved with the Belmont program at Saratoga, because we've lived through that last year.
We've been there, done that.
Like, you work so hard behind the scenes for a massive day, and Mother Nature, you just can't beat her. And they've had to postpone a couple of races. Just a tough day there. So our feelings go to everybody at Saratoga.
And I'm actually really happy that the air quality is much better for tonight's races at Mohawk, because you know, the thing with our harness friends is that they're getting set for their biggest day of the year, the NA Cup, which is next Saturday. And, you know, we have to have eliminations for those races. And this was a real problem last night because there were eliminations that were originally scheduled for the Armbro Flight and the Good Times. Of course, the races got canceled there yesterday because of the air quality. So what are they doing today? Well, our friends over at Mohawk are going to work double duty. They've got an early 4 o'clock post time where they'll run those 4 races.
And you can bet on them.
And you can bet on them, exactly. And then they'll come back with their regular 6:35 post time and have a big card tonight because, you know, tonight are the eliminations for the NA Cup. The big news really is the fact that Chantilly is not going into the NA Cup. They've opted to run her in the Fan Hanover, or race her, I should say, in the Fan Hanover instead. I think she'll get a lot of fans out there to watch tonight, but the NA Cup is wide open as far as I'm concerned.
And you know what, too, Lisa, it's not as simple as saying, well, we'll just delay the eliminations to next week.
Can't do it.
Because there's the Meadowlands pace, like everything is just planned out now for all these horses, especially in the 3-year-old category too. So it's absolutely crucial that you get those eliminations in. The good news is that they had some eliminations last night, so you can kind of slide them to today.
Yeah,
because imagine. I don't know what they would have done if they were all tonight and they had to cancel. Then you're coming back on 6 days rest.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the other thing. So I mean, it's been interesting whether it's down at Saratoga, up here with the air quality. It's really affected race cards over the last couple of days. So we're good for today. That's the important part. 10 races in store for you. We have some good ones. The Fury will go early as race number 3 on the program. No show wagering in that race. And we're getting kind of used to seeing these stake races go early in the program.
Yeah, you know, obviously there's been some real headliners in a bunch of these races. One scratch last week, that being Patches, and we'll get to this race coming up a little bit later on. But we did have action on Thursday's card of racing, and you know what? We saw a horse come from well off the pace to win a race. We saw a Rick Hayashi first time starter win, which was terrific too. Favorites, there were 3 for 7 on the program. So unfortunately, we lost our one turf race there on the program on Thursday, but you know, I'm really happy for Rick. That had to be an emotional win. You know, that's the first time winning without Paul, and you know, that horse overcame some obstacles to win on that day. I've got the horse that you liked on that program on my watch list, the Barb Mitchell horse.
Put that horse on your horse to watch list. Awesome something or other. I can't remember what the name was.
Ran really, really well.
The horse just broke slow and made a big middle move, and then of course got a little tired. The other thing that was interesting on Thursday's program was the fact that we had our first 3-time winner at the meet, and that was Gizmo's BFF for Deb Rhombus and Sofia Vivez. They just get along like jelly and toast, and you know what? They're going to just keep on rolling through that same condition all year long.
You know, I was looking at the back of the program to find out who has made the most money so far this year.
Horse-wise.
Horse-wise. It's a horse that has not won a stake race, but because she is Canadian sired, Ontario sired, and she gets all the bonuses. You know what it is?
Who?
Little Teddy.
You're kidding. Well, she's had a great year.
So she's won 2 races, and she's made like $138,000.
Did they breed her? I don't think
no, they bought
did.
her.
They bought her. Yeah.
But she's eligible for all the bonuses, right? So
yeah, it's amazing money that we give away here for you know, Ontario sired horses, the Breeders' Awards, the Canadian Awards. I mean, there's all sorts of extra money that can be earned in all the races.
Where are the host awards?
Yes,
we
I'd
want
like
those.
to know that. I mean, we're Canadian bred. Pretty sure I'm Ontario sired.
Although now staying in Kentucky.
Yes, that stallion moved to Kentucky. Exactly.
That's how popular.
That's how popular. He's going to love listening to that. Alrighty, so a big card today with the 10 races. And you know what else is on today's program? The beginning of the turf sprint series.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that race too. The EP Taylor is listed as good, and the inner turf horse is listed as firm. We have our clocker information to pass along your way. Now, last week, Ernie kind of rated the track as, I think, 3 or 3.5 for the majority of the 4 racing days, but today he's rated it as a 4. So that's actually a pretty high rating considering what he did last week.
And look what he put there. Speed held well this morning, so we'll see if that trend continues or not. I love the horse to watch category because he's brought some names that we thought we would see. Like Umbrella Weather was a stakes winner last season.
I hadn't seen this horse at all, so
and,
I wasn't sure what was
that looks like a pretty serious move. You know, he galloped out in a 111 and 2, and you know, I think the horse is probably a little better on turf than on the Tapeta, but obviously a very, very nice horse. And the best wagering race, unfortunately, there's a couple of key scratches now in that race. So Ernie didn't know that when he was making his notes, but anytime you get 2-year-olds, and you got Barb Minshall in there, and the way she's going with the young horses right now.
I'm excited to see that one too. All right, busy day. I'm going to get started with you for today's 7 topics.
Okay, I'm ready.
Not 5, not 6, it's 7. A lucky number. We'll start off in race number 3 with the Fury Stakes. So we'll have our stakes race early on today's program. This is Stepping Stone on the road to the Oaks. Of course, tomorrow we'll have a Stepping Stone on the road to the King's Plate. So lots of good 3-year-olds to keep your eye on, and just 5 competing in this year's edition of the Fury. The
big thing too, like DJ Stable, they've got a really good 1-2 punch in here with Shifty and Winterberry. And I was talking about this. I did a Sirius radio hit this morning, and I was mentioning that if I had to pick one, I think Shifty's the more talented of the 2, but I think Shifty mentally is just so much stronger than what Winterberry is. And Winterberry, you know, let's face it, in the Star Shoot, she went after Brandini, and that was it. She gave it up. Now, there was a Cassie horse in that race, Charlotte's Approval, I think it was, who came back to run very well at that race at Saratoga the other day. So that gives that race a bit of merit as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on Winterberry, just mentally, if she can kind of keep it together. Now, the interesting runner here is Aristella, because Husbands usually rides this horse. Now, is this the end of the relationship with Aristella? Because now Husbands might stick towards Winterberry. Has Hernandez picked up a really live mount? Like, to me, I think Aristella wants 2 turns. So I think this is just kind of a stepping stone. I'll toss the ball back into your court. How confident would you be Keen Shifty, like an early pick 5?
Pretty confident, especially at the distance today.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, if we were traveling a little bit further, I might give Aristella the nod. But in a sense, today's important. But the big day is Oaks Day.
Yeah, for sure.
And, that's the thing, is we have to figure out just who's going to be able to handle the stretch out. And what we've seen in the past from Shifty R races at 1 1/16, the same thing for Aristella. I mean, she won the Princess Elizabeth, so that makes her look quite good too.
I just think mentally having it together is a huge plus. And with Winterberry, you just don't know how she's going to handle everything in here. So, the rail, I don't love going 7/8, but she's an experienced horse.
Well, and then again, Ernie said, speed, speed, speed.
Yeah, and that's good news for her.
Absolutely. Okay, so that is the Fury Stakes, and it goes race number 3 on the program. The 4th race, where we kick off the early pick 4 for you, our nemesis. We're really great at 3 out of 4. But we've got a pick 4 ticket for you today as well. Maiden special weight for the babies. So I always love the baby races. You do too, because you get a chance to look up their pedigree, and sometimes you go, oh, guess who this one's related to?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fun when you look them up. It's like opening up a present. You don't know what's in there. But don't let breeding fool you either, because sometimes horses with, backyard pedigree can surprise us and get us a nice win early on. Sipping History has the benefit of already having a race underneath her belt.
And it was a good race, and we'll take a look at that for you right now. She doesn't break very well on this particular occasion. She lost to a first-time starter from the Cassie barn that took a lot of money on this day. And just watch the 2 coming out of the gate right now. So, we're up against it right now, especially when you're going just a distance of 4.5 furlongs. And, the Cassie horse obviously runs very, very well. That's the gray. The 5 right here was eventually going to win the race. But watch this turn move this horse makes here coming up in just a couple of seconds. You're going to see a really explosive turn of foot in here. And I like that, because I like the fact that despite an obstacle at the start, the horse doesn't pack it in. Now here comes this move. She's asking the horse. There's no question. Sophia's asking, but the horse is responding. And it's really easy to watch this horse because of all the chrome that she has. was. And I think briefly she might have passed Casson in here, but then Casson just comes back on and is able to win it. So I wish I knew how good the winner was. Like, I think the winner's nice, but I'm just hoping that racing experience will maybe help out Sipping History. When you handicap a 2-year-old race, how much merit do you give horses that have racing experience?
Oh, well, I'm 50-50 on that, Jeff, because you and I both know sometimes we see them have a hell of a first race and then come back second time and they go, yeah, I don't really know if I want to play this game. It gets very interesting. It's like what you talked about with Winterberry. It's a mental thing, and do they like it? Is the other fact as well, because that first trip to me is the most important trip of their lifetime. If they have a great experience first time out, they'll be more than willing to go next time out. I actually use this first time starter from the Barb Mitchell outfit. She's been very, very good so far this season, but I'm really excited to see a Bo Liam here. These Bo Liams that I watched go through the ring last year were bringing nothing but money. He's a freshman sire. He stands for not a pile of dough. And the horses were selling for a heck of a lot of money. In fact, I think when I was at the Keeneland sale last year, I saw them sell well over $100,000. This one sold for
25.
Like 25. So not a very, sorry, I couldn't read it without typing it up. But yeah, kind of interesting, and the barn's hot right now.
A barn is good. Dam's dropped 2 2-year-old winners. The mare herself won as a 2-year-old. Like, this horse is bred to be good early on. So yeah, that's a dangerous horse. And I don't mind the Steve Turcotte horse as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when they get over here too, because it's one thing to look at them on paper, and then when we see them in the paddock, sometimes we go, nope, don't like them at all, or sometimes we go, you know what, I like that one over there. So that is race number 4, where we kick off the pick for. The 5th race on today's program is on the turf at 5/8 of a mile. We're in lane 2 on the inner. It's listed as firm. We'll go 5/8, so a real quick sprint here, and we have some horses that I think are sitting on big races. Cara has to be sitting on a big one. Like you were talking about how good Little Teddy is. This horse ran second to Little Teddy last start out. But we have a Shelley Fitzgerald runner back with us this season, and that's Rule the Waves.
Had a chance to catch up with Shelley just the other day and talked about Rule the Waves. They're actually skipping a condition because they really want to get onto the turf, and they weren't able to find a non-winners of one other than going 5/8 on the grass. So this one's by a very strong turf stallion and won beautifully first time out. Second time out did not go nearly as well, but it led to a layoff. So maybe something happened in that race. So experience-wise, she's got to play catch-up a little bit. Cara is kind of the horse to beat, I would think, but I'm going to take a shot just because I think Rule the Waves is going to be a bit of a better price in this event.
And you know what? The other thing, too, is we have Miss Diane going for a start off with a claim. Wow, they took her for 32. They're running her for 50 here today. And, I mean, she's quite capable of running a good one on the lawn. In the past, she's done so. She's a one-time winner on the grass from 4 starts. So a lot of 1s and a few 6s scattered here and there, along with a few 3s. For race number 5 on the program. But yeah, inner turf racing, we're lucky that we have grass racing today, because when we watch our friends down at Saratoga, I mean, they got annihilated because the races came off the turf.
No, I mean, yesterday there was a bog. A lot of horses didn't handle it all that well. So yeah, we've had to deal with smoke. Obviously not great, but the good news is our turf races are ready to rock and roll there. So we'll see if it's experience or Rule the Waves that's able to jump up and skip a condition and win.
All right, so race number 6 is where we're headed next for a maiden special weight. Now, this race, a maiden special on the EP Taylor turf course, going 3/4 of a mile, and of course the EP is listed as good. We're in lane 4, so we're out fairly wide today for this running. Kevin McTard and Pietro Moran. I mean, really, every time they go out, you got to use their horses. They had a nice winner on the Thursday program with Saucy Maine when they combined for a win in race number 5 on the Thursday card. And they have,
I think it's Michaela.
Michaela?
I don't know, but the horse is on my watch list. That's all I know. And finally made it to the races back on June the 22nd of last year, and then we never saw her again. Watch this turn of foot that she puts in this race. Now, she loses to Supergirl. Supergirl's right here. It was actually sold at this race because it was on this day that Krista Cole had the horse.
Right.
And then they sold that one to Marty Drexler. And but watch this one here on the outside. And this is a beautiful move, like a really nice turn of foot. But here is the really scary part with this horse. This horse is out of a mare that's had 5 turf winners, stakes place Dima Dog, stakes winner Black Tide, multiple graded stakes winner Avalon's there, all on turf. This horse is twirling candy. That's a candy ride. I don't know what your green thumb is like in your backyard, but if this horse is ever born to run on grass, we should have a very nice performance here
Kind
today,
of sounds
I
like,
think.
you know, when you have people like me who are horrible at gardening and they're like, look, you can handle this plant.
Yeah.
You can't kill that
Just
one.
water, it's
right?
tomatoes.
Oh, it's easy to look after. I mean, this is grass all day long with the 6-horse. We do have an interesting newcomer here
Yes.
all the way from France, and that's Josie Carroll's runner for the L&J Foxwoods with Sophia Vivez aboard. And you always have to watch those horses coming in from France, and many, many times they compete on very soft turf surfaces, so the good surface might be right up her alley. She's a daughter of Caravaggio. And who was the other one that I was interested in? Oh, the 5-horse, and that's Maddie's girl for Catherine Day Phillips. Catherine is sitting on it. Any minute now, she's going to get that first win. This is a first-time starter, and guess who this one's related to? This is a half to Essex Serpent.
Yep, and the mare won a couple of times on turf too, which I like as well. I was actually had a nice chat with Catherine too the other day, and you know what? I said, your horse has always come over looking so good. So good. And it seems like Fraser Abley's made his way into that barn, which is terrific for him. But some of those workouts are very, very encouraging. Now, the sire is not great first time out. That's the only kind of negative with that one. But I'm curious about a bunch of horses in that race for sure.
This is definitely a good one. Race number 6 on the card is how we kick off the late pick 5 this afternoon. Let's go over to race number 7. 7th race is an optional 32. We'll go 3/4 of a mile in this race. And we have a good group. I mean, you're going to have some speed from the inside, I would assume, with this reflexivity, let's say. Something along that.
Relaxivity, yep.
Reflexivity,
yep.
I'm going to say. The Irish bred, and this horse has been working up a storm on the synthetic surface. You got Maximum 50 who will be speed in here, and guess who needs speed to chase? It's the big mare, Stolen. She's stepping up to take on the big girls today.
I love it. I love that we're taking a shot, you know, because she absolutely owes these connections nothing. And here she is right now on the May the 3rd program. Now, Closer did very well on this day. Who's setting the pace is a Strike Accord, who came back to win just for 7,500 today, but won nonetheless. Catherine's Gem, the 3rd place finisher, comes back to win. But just, I love how confident he rode the horse here on this day.
And I think she bucked the bias that day too,
No,
right?
Closer did well early on, and then it came a little bit speed crazy later on in the day. But my question to you is, the Handicapping 101 book says to me that you shouldn't be able to win this class and then move all the way up to the first allowance class and win.
I know.
Having said that, her speed figures fit really nicely into this race.
And she doesn't know she's in any other event. I mean, I guess what it comes down to is she's going to need some nice front end fractions.
Which she could get.
She will likely get those. Yeah. And then you kind of have to see just how good she is. Like I'm excited because if she runs big here in this allowance race, she doesn't have to win it. If she runs big here in this allowance race, she can try it again, and they are good. It's good money. It's over $100,000.
Yeah. Now I want to explain something, and if I lose you, Elisa, tell me, because that means I probably lost all the viewers as well. So I had to email Scott Lane, our racing secretary, to get some clarification on this. So Maximum 50, you see where it says the N and the condition last time out with Maximum 50, right? That's on May the 17th. So to me, that means the horse won for the allowance portion of the condition.
No tag.
So thus would have to run for the tag today. But it's not in for the tag today. So I thought, being the wise guy that I am, I said, Scotty, I caught a mistake.
Oh, look at you.
But no, what happened was, and there's no way to put this in the form, is they ran for the waiver on that day. So thus, now they can go in for the allowance portion, but they can't put that in the chart.
Can't you put an N with a W?
There's no way of calling it for, like, we don't do the coding obviously here at Woodbine, but I just wanted to point that out. That's what happened with that horse.
Isn't that interesting? Look at you trying to make a big catch.
I thought I caught it, but I didn't catch it. Scotty was too good for me, so I just wanted to explain that with Max, because there's a little bit, I'm like, why isn't this horse in for the tag today?
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah.
And look, I worked in the race office back in the day when everything was either handwritten or typed out on a computer, and it had to go through 10 sets of eyeballs before it would go to be printed, just in case. Right? That we didn't catch something. So that's a good try, buddy. Good try.
I tried.
All right, next one we're going to talk about. Wait, we just did the 7th race. So the next one we're going to talk about comes up. We're skipping the 8th, which is the Turf Sprint Series. But the 9th race, which is on the EP Taylor at 3/4, is an optional 50. Oh boy, what do we do with Party On? I mean, do you want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Well, yeah, no, the horse had a medication positive, and they lost the purse, and thus they're still eligible for this condition here today. She has a twirling candy, so you're thinking turf right off the bat. There's not a lot of pace in this race, too. The unknown for me is Oceana, because I thought this one reminds me a little bit of the Foxwoods horse.
Yes.
You think they would get
French
over here
horse.
and right on a Lasix these horses would go, but neither one go on to Lasix here in this spot, but it seems to be working very, very well coming in this engagement in here. The 5, I don't know if she wants to go this short. That kind of worries me a little bit without cause. I did land on Party On, but I would not say with a ton of confidence. What about you?
Yeah, I landed on the 8 horse too, same as you.
Yeah.
So I mean, anytime I see Pietro and Kevin, I think you have to really pay attention. So I'll go back to that one, but this 3 horse kind of interests me as well. Shotgun Wedding. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you. I think she's better on turf.
Me too. And I mean, she only got beat a half length in the ruling in Angel to Brindy. And Brindy's a 2-time stakes winner here, so that ships in from Turfway. So she kind of interests me in this race. And then we'll watch this Rapoli horse. Rapoli sent up a number of horses to Kevin this season,
which is
fun.
great. And they had that winner, what was it, Never Surprise, I think, last week too. Yeah, and listen, Kevin does an unbelievable job with his horses, so it's not surprising. Listen, you win a Breeders' Cup race, you're gonna
get some
garner some
calls.
attention, right? So, and he's got a large American clientele.
Yeah, he does. And you know what else he has? He has his dad who can help him, his son who can help him. You know, I mean, they're all kind of working together as a big team over there. So race number 9 is how we kick off the late double. I know we have still a few seconds on the clock, but we're going to need all the time available to talk about race number 10 on the program. You could write a story about a little horse named Just Pray.
Could you ever?
It could be a children's book about the horse that runs away. And,
horse sits down the gate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's had 2 bad experiences. She got loose going through the tunnel the first start, and then the second start, they got her there, and then, of course, we had a delay with another horse in the race, and then they got her in the gate, she sat down, and then they open up the front, and of course, doesn't she pull her bridle off? So she's running around with just her noseband on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, basically it was kind of like open up the gate to the backstretch and be like, loose horse, just let her go, right?
Yeah.
And I did find out, because I spoke to one of our commission vets about it, I did find out that she found herself in a barn back on the backstretch.
Was it her right barn?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But she found herself in a barn, and somebody threw a halter on her and got her back home. So has a horse been more aptly named than Just Pray?
Yeah, just waving to our pony people, by the way. That's why I was waving.
Jeff.
I just wasn't randomly waving. But you're right. I mean, that she's got to keep it together. And she's kind of like a Winterberry. And from all reports, she's got a great deal of talent. She's of that mare that's produced Raw Crest. But at what point do you just say, we can't keep trying this? Because
I don't know, Jeff. My feeling is if she doesn't want to be a good girl today, she might not be able to be a racehorse.
I don't know. And then how do we handle Satori? Because you and I were touching on this the other day. We both liked Satori on May the 18th. When she dropped, she lost, but then Saucy Name came back to win their nights.
I don't think I like her for 40.
I'm kind of with you. And I don't know the trainer. I don't know this trainer at all. So that's throwing me for a bit of a loop in here. We've got a clock horse that we'll get to coming up a little bit later on the day as well. On the outside, you got Wozniacki.
That's where I'm going.
I don't know. So I think this is named after Caroline Wozniacki, who's a tennis player back in the day. And this one's from the same family as Jim's Hope, speaking of Paul Buttigieg.
Yes, Old Blondie is related to this one. And the mare, she was a 5-time winner. So I'm going to lean that way. Because
why not?
You know, I mean, this is Tino training for his grandchildren.
A lot of pressure,
all
Grandpa.
Family money. Yeah, that's right. And guess who's riding? Pietro.
Yeah, who's basically a grandkid.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah. All right. So race 10 is how we wrap up today's program. So, good day today. A little bit of everything on the afternoon's card. We have some plays of the day to pass along.
A charcuterie board of excitement.
Yeah. You know, we should order a charcuterie board.
I have not had a good charcuterie board in a long time.
I think we have them upstairs.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Oh, like the salami.
Yeah, those spicy salami.
And the olives. Oh, I could just eat
some
olives
nice
all day
crackers
long.
on it.
Yeah, cheese, the hard cheese.
Yeah, do you like the spicy olives?
Yeah, I'm okay. But I mean, just give me a bowl of olives and I'll be a happy camper. What do you got today?
Well, I like a lot of 6s. Oh boy, that's not a good sign.
Six.
Rule the Waves is my first time turfer. I'll take a shot with McCall in race number 6. Verdeo was on my watch list just because the horse ran against the bias last time out. And if I must behave, I should have put Elisa there, but I'll put Just Pray.
It's true. It's true. Jeff really does have to hold me back sometimes. Plays of the day. This horse really interests me.
I'm with you.
Daddy Send Money.
I am with you.
And we're going to talk about that when we get to race number 1 of the program.
Yep.
That's where I'm going. I just say key for everything. This Daddy Send Money. Border Czar is the freshman sire that I was talking about, the Beau Liam for Bart Mitchell. Silent Reserve in the turf sprint. I mean, come on. Horse loves to go fast. Loves to go fast. And my value play is in the last race, the one we talked about that Tino's training for the family. So I'll watch for that one and hope I can get that horse at a bit of a price.
This Woodbine TV prod trying to beat our pick in the opener.
Look at this. Well, so far they have not they have not had a goal. So we'll see what they do. But Ron's got McHale.
Oh, I'm with you, Ronnie.
Yeah, we're with you there.
Yep.
And Doug's got the 9th race without cause. Now I got to go and have a look at this 9th race again.
The Cassie horse coming back in distance.
Okay, with Hernandez getting the ride here today. So, this is one coming into Woodbine for the very first start. She's in Omaha Beach.
I like the Omaha Beaches.
Yeah, a lot of people do. All right, 26 minutes to go before the opener. We have some clogger horses to pass along your way as well. This one that we've talked about numerous times today makes the clogger report. McHale. 47-3 is the work on the 31st of May. Slightly outworked Hoodless, and we know Hoodless has been a nice winner at the meet.
And is back in the entries on Thursday.
Okay, I think
so
I saw
that's
that
good
too.
reference.
You're right. And Adorable Angel is the other one. For Daniel Harvey, now you and I were talking about this. We haven't seen Daniel Harvey around these parts in a while.
Yeah.
So he's back training. Maybe he just took a little bit of a break. It's kind of like the Mafia, this game. You think you're out, and it pulls you back in. But Daniel Harvey's back in race number 10 with a horse at 20-1 named Adorable Angel that has made the Clocker report as well. We have a few more things to talk about on today's show, including the Belmont, which is going to go on a very sloppy surface today at Saratoga. But first, we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about the sloppy Belmont.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
This is the biggest race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off in the Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch. Two of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
Oh, guess who's joining us?
Now, should we put out a PSA?
Yes, we have something really important.
Has
Robert.
anybody seen Robert's sweater?
Yeah, do you want to describe it for everybody, Robert, in case they find it?
I would love someone to find my Genoa tracksuit top, which I really love, white. I think we're getting a comment coming in, but we'll have to get that from the race office coming up. I don't think it's for my tracksuit top. It'll be about a change. But I really miss it. I really miss it. Yeah.
If anybody finds it, please.
Yes.
Find Jeff, find me.
Is there a reward, Roberts? That's what we want to know.
There's a reward. We'll go to dinner at Le Mans.
Yay! Alrighty, so we're here to talk about the Belmont with you, sir. 157th running of this really prestigious race, and boy, has Mother Nature ever pulled a fast one on them down there. It certainly makes a horse like Journalism look good. We know he can handle the slop, but it also makes Sovereignty look good here as well. Robert, I think you went to the horse along the inside, right, at a price? What do you think about that one?
Well, yeah, I went for a bit of a price play because not only is it a tough Triple Crown campaign. I mean, those horses you've mentioned, Sovereignty and Journalism, terrific performances on both occasions. Sovereignty's fantastic winning the Derby. I get bored with horses, I'll be honest, and I probably was onto Sovereignty so early in the piece that I thought, oh, let's take a shot. But I loved Sovereignty's chances in the Derby. I think very suited today by the race at Belmont, Saratoga. I do think Journalism was a fabulous winner of the Preakness, but I do like a horse coming into this race relatively fresh. And I think Chad Brown's horse is interesting. I mean, Hill Road, to me, if you look at the bloodline on the dam side, you've got Lemon Drop Kid is the sire of the dam, and I think you go back 36 years to see Lemon Drop Kid did win the Belmont. Now, of course, what worries me about Belmont at Saratoga is two things. One is this is a track that favors speed, and it also is a track that is going to run the distances of a shorter race, which is not traditionally the Belmont distance, so it does probably favor other types of horses who have proven form. Having said that, it's a sloppy track. I love Hill Road's close in what was the Juvenile, then came back, really needed the run at Tampa in the Derby. Marvelous win, and the Peter Bang closed a ton of ground. Great prep for the race. I also think if you're looking outside the box, you've got to look at Crudo. Crudo is Bobby Flay's runner, a part owner. I don't know how good this horse is, but is dangerous if horses on the lead can get away. And Crudo did win the Sabaton really, really easily. But just looking at them physically, I thought Hill Road was very much the type that would be suited by the Belmont. And I think Chad Brown's horse is going to go under the radar here. I know there's only 3 horses conceded winning chances on paper, is what I'm seeing from the public in Baeza, Journalism and Sovereignty, but I really like a chance of a horse that's outside of the box in this year's Belmont Stakes. Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of primed for an upsetter, doesn't it? I think, you know, like Robert had mentioned, so far Journalism, he's danced in the dances, and this is a tough task to ask him to come back again with another big one. That's why I went to Sovereignty, because he skipped the Preakness, and I think he comes back into this race kind of fresh. But you went to Journalism.
I just think he's a special animal.
He is special.
But he's a lot thrown at him, though. He really, really has, and he's going to be a low price too. So you guys are probably playing it from a strategy point of view very, very nicely. But did Robert say it was 36 years ago that Lemon Drop Kid won?
That's not possible.
That's
Robert.
impossible. Are you right?
That's not possible.
36 years ago?
No, it couldn't have been.
26.
Thank you, because I'm pretty sure I
What's
saw
10
that.
years?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 10 years. I know what 10
still
years
feel
is.
pretty old, though.
And Justify as the sire of Crudo,
Yeah. Triple Crown winner.
1999.
All right. Well, we don't have to worry about the yucky weather here today. We actually have beautiful weather, right, Robert? Gorgeous upstairs.
Beautiful. I mean, this, if Woodbine and Toronto could have this every single day, we'd have a great summer. Let's hope so, because it's been tough.
It sure has, but
It
we
has.
are in for a good one today. We have 19 minutes to go before race number 1 on the program. You'll have Robert, you'll have me, and you'll have Jeff with you all afternoon to provide you coverage of the 10 races today from Toronto.